ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. A good-sized crowd on hand last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym as the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder series continued. Former New York Knicks star Patrick Ewing, now the head coach at his alma mater, Georgetown, roaming the sidelines for the Hoyas as they took on a Commonwealth Bank Giants team who had already knocked off two Division I programs while also giving Temple a scare, losing by just 2 points. The Hoyas, however, used size to their advantage, and they were quick to the bucket, scoring at will on the short-handed Giants. Georgetown had 6 players in double figures, and they cruised to an easy win in their opener, 103-77. The locals led by Mark St. Fort's 18 points. Jackson Jacob also in double figures with 12. Coach Ewing happy with the win.
Guys are here and trying to enjoy themselves. It's a little bit of a business trip and also trying to have some team bonding experience. It's always good to come back to the Bahamas. This is like my third home. Born in Jamaica, grew up in America, and you know I'm always here on vacation. So it's great to be back. We definitely have a lot of talent on this team. We can do a lot of different things, and our goal is to play hard, play well, share the ball, and have fun.
Now, despite the loss to Georgetown last night, the Giants remain the only local team to have won a game so far this year. Giants coach Perry Thompson happy with the 2 wins, but he knows his team let another one slip away in that nail-biting loss to the Owls.
If we will use that full strength, we think we could easily pull that game off. You know what I mean? The challenge, like I say, people working, people traveling, but nevertheless, you know, we had to help the Federation and do our part. It's a good tournament for us, you know, to see how well we are in terms of our conditioning and how well, you know, what we need to do in terms of getting prepared, you know, for the upcoming season. So we're going to take it one game at a time, one step at a time. You know, we're just looking to come over there and have some fun, play together, and, you know, and try to see what we can win. Next man up. And that's the way we look at things, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can play the role, everybody can do their part. So, you know, we're confident that no matter who they are, we can get the job done.
FURMAN is one of the other visiting colleges in town this year for the Summer of Thunder. They finished with an unblemished record, but they were pushed along the way.
I thought the guys played hard. I thought they were very athletic. They get up and down the court. They crash offensive glass. Really drive the ball hard. So it was good for us. They played really physical, which was really good for our new young guys. And that's why we played them a little bit more, just so we could see how they would deal with that physicality.
I know these kind of trips give you like 10 extra practices and stuff too. Does that help you guys?
That's kind of the key for it, right? Just to kind of get a little bit of a head start. It's in time where you can kind of figure out what the rotation is going to look like. What does 6 through 12 look like, right? Who are those other guys going to be? How are they going to be when the lights turn on? Refs are out here, we're playing, and so that gave us a little bit clearer picture, and this will help kind of jumpstart our practice coming in September.
What kind of a season you guys expecting this year?
We're expecting a good one, and you know, we sat one of our best players, and we also played a lot of guys a lot of minutes, so you know, we did what we needed to do down here, and we got a really good group. They play really hard. We don't have a ton in right now, so we just wanted to come down here, enjoy the beach, play a little ball, and make sure we bonded. That's kind of the #1 thing. We wanted to become one, and I think we definitely were able to accomplish a lot of that.
The Kendall Isaacs Gym should be rocking for the rest of the week as 3 of the top NCAA programs are here, and that has BBF President Mario Boleg excited.
This is some keen competition getting ready to play this final week. When you have teams like Georgetown, Texas Tech, and Memphis in the country, you know, 3 of the teams that are in the top 10 ranking in the United States of NCAA teams. Then you have the Bahamas senior man national team that is preparing to play. Each one of these teams come first game on Wednesday. We are inviting the country to come out and see the Bahamas team play Texas Tech. We had about 200-300 people in the gym tonight. Hopefully, as of Wednesday, we can have much more. But, you know, this is high, top-notch competition, and it's sad to see that some Bahamians will be sitting home doing nothing, and when they can come out and see these guys who are getting ready to go to the next level and play at the NBA.
As you would have heard, our men's national team will get their first taste of action in the Summer of Thunder tomorrow at 5 o'clock against Texas Tech. They have a practice session tonight as head coach Chris DeMarco gets a look at the talent he has to put on the floor. DeMarco, who is also an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors, spoke to us about the N.B.A. offseason where a number of players have changed teams.
That's kind of what the N.B.A. is now. I think players have a lot of power and they're going to play where they want to play. And it's been a few summers now where a lot's going on. But it's also exciting, and you get a chance to coach different players. And I know for us personally with the Warriors, we're just heading in a different direction now, and there's going to be a much bigger emphasis on practices. You know, we have a lot of young guys that need to learn and kind of grow into themselves. I mean, just like out here with the national team, it's going to be a lot of work to kind of find out what we have and then continue to get guys better so that, you know, we're better in the future.
Like Coach DeMarco, Steve Barnes also bringing a wealth of experience to the BBF in the role of technical director. Barnes has coached at the Division I level with programs like San Jose State and Colorado State. He spoke about how the Federation goes about identifying the country's top players, who are for the most part spread around the globe.
We've got a database put together, and we're part of one thing we're going to do this week is increase this database, trying to really know who the guys are. We're checking, making sure people have their passports, what needs to be done so they can travel the way we need to travel. You know, just a little bit of everything. You know, for me, it's you know, it's not a full-time job, but I put a lot of time and energy and thought into it. Even when I live in Southern California, Los Angeles, but I'm always on the phone, you know, again, about every day with Mr. Bowleg or somebody from out here, talking about what we need to do next and strategizing. And I'll actually go with Mr. Bowleg, the president, at the end of the month to the Basketball World Congress meetings in Beijing to be involved with that. It really helps me to go to the meetings because then that way I get firsthand about what FIBA is thinking. They're very high on the Bahamas. And so it gives me a chance to have a better idea of what needs to be done and the actual course that they want to take.
The World Beauty, Fitness, and Fashion Worlds held here last weekend, right here in the capital, a big sports tourism event for the Bahamas. We're joined tonight by Sports Tourism Development Coordinator Nato Dean. Now, Nato, I wasn't in town, but I heard rave reviews about the event.
Yeah, the event was absolutely fantastic. It's the first of its kind in the Bahamas. A lot of people thought it was a bodybuilding event, but it's actually World Beauty, Fitness, and Fashion. So we saw fit bodies in suits, in swimwear, in theme costumes. You know, it was absolutely fantastic. Mr. Paul DeLitt, a former pro bodybuilder out of Canada, and his wife Allison brought over 200 athletes here to the Bahamas, and they really strut their stuff. The Bahama Theater was actually filled with persons. A lot of hotel guests came down. I think a lot of Bahamas weren't exactly sure what to expect, but they missed a really, really good show.
A very unique experience, and I guess maybe if it comes back here next year, get more Bahamians involved.
Oh, definitely. My phone was ringing off the hook. A lot of Bahamians want to become more involved in it, and now that they've seen a little more of it, I'm sure the spectatorship and the participation will be a lot better for next year. Now,
I know you've been with the Sports Tourism Department since March. You've had the Miami Dolphin cheerleaders in here. Yeah. What else do you guys have coming up for the rest of the year?
Well, we have a pretty busy latter part of the year. Actually, the Optimist North American Sailing Championships, Junior Sailing Championships is coming up in September. That's really going to be a really big event. They're planning very well towards that. And November is just going to be packed. Basketball. We have the Battle for Atlantis coming up. We have Bahamas Showcase. We also have Hoop Fest, which is all girls basketball coming up, as well as Junkanoo Jam in Bimini, 2 weeks of basketball, men's and women Division I teams. So November's going to be jam-packed with events. Hopefully we'll have the Tiger Woods Heroes Golf Challenge back again this year. And a potential world-class boxing championship may be on the agenda. We don't know yet, but let's keep our fingers crossed.
All right, I know you wear a number of different hats. Let's talk a little bit of bodybuilding now. We wonder about the Nationals and the Novice. When can we expect that?
Actually, the Novice and the National Championships will be on August 31st at the Malia. We got a little late start in the planning this year, but we're still expecting a lot of new competitors. A lot of our older and more seasoned competitors have now become pros and moved on. So we're looking at a whole new, fresh round of bodybuilders and fitness, bikini, figure, wellness, as you know, and fitness competitors are going to be competing this year. So you're going to see some new faces, some new bodies, and some new talent at the stage, which we encourage.
I understand there's a little problem with CAC that might be moved around as well.
Yeah, we're just waiting on the definite word to find out what's going to go on. CAC was originally planned to be in Puerto Rico in September, but you know there's a lot of unrest in Puerto Rico at this time, so it may be moved. We're hearing it maybe the Dominican Republic, we're not sure yet, maybe later on in the year, but we're just hopeful that they do have it because that is the major regional championship for which the Bahamas basically is one of the leading countries that actually wins that event several times. So we're really ranked on top. So we're looking forward to representing the Bahamas and doing well in that event.
Well, now we've got a lot going on, bodybuilding and sports tourism. We wish you all the best moving forward.
Yeah, we want to say thank you, first of all, to our minister who's doing a really good job in bringing new sports to the Bahamas, and he's really been progressive in bringing the world to us for sports.
Well, there you go, sports tourism at its best. And that will do it for sports. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.